In any case, pregnancy test positive. As soon as the test results show you're pregnant, but there's no factual pregnancy, you're advised to have a complete medical examination to precisely recognize the reason of the aforementioned and, if applicable, get the therapy. FSH test is largely utilized to figure out if the woman is experiencing irregular menstruation as a premenopausal symptom, or it's due to certain different things. After the test is put on a horizontal surface. Don't attempt it any sooner, or else you may receive a negative test, as the hCG hormone levels might not have built up within your body. Also, it might be just too hard that you take a negative test. If you strain, certainly tough to get pregnant. So what you could do on the off chance that you have a negative blood test yet at the same time feel pregnant. On the off chance that you are in control of a negative blood test yet at the same time feel pregnant, how about we observe beneath for a few clarifications for why you may feel this way. It's also a fact that hCG tests will need to get performed for at least 3 times within 48 hours to learn the development of pregnancy. The test may also show a false bad result because of elevated levels of protein or vitamin C within the body. There are 2 types of pregnancy tests. Home pregnancy test, or maybe a blood test for pregnancy, performed by means of a physician, can show false positive outcomes. The tried and true method for pregnancy test positive in step-by-step detail. When you're planning on getting pregnant, you're going to be eagerly watching out for the early indications of pregnancy. As previously mentioned, pregnancy is detected by the existence of the hCG hormone, and this hormone is present in very reduced levels during the beginning stages of pregnancy. If by chance the pregnancy is detected, the outcome can be quite so weak that it may determine misinterpretation. Every pregnancy differs, and you just can't predict what is going to happen. Moreover, read the directions clearly and remember to know how to check for a positive pregnancy. Also, it's not necessary your second pregnancy will have the exact same signs as your first. When such a thing happens, most people today believe it to be an indication of pregnancy. Pregnancy is a fantastic blessing for any people, and a lot of the people today like to hear pregnancy news from their partner. Pregnancy is possibly the most glorious phenomenon that may ever happen in a woman. If a pregnancy has happened, the body takes various measures to get ready for the developing fetus. Please be aware that should you test too early for pregnancy, for instance, just a couple of days after conception, then a negative result shouldn't be regarded as conclusive. Thus, the best method to verify pregnancy is via pregnancy test positive. Each pregnancy demands the Rh therapy. Needless to say, it's very much possible to confuse the early indications of pregnancy with symptoms of another illness. In some instances, a pregnancy may be highly wished for and anticipated. Besides enhancing fertility, in addition, it supports a wholesome pregnancy. The new angle on pregnancy test positive just released. Doing this might impact the test success. A pregnancy test is rather helpful in determining whether you're pregnant or not. Not all pregnancy tests are made equal. Regardless of what, if you find yourself with a positive pregnancy test, you need to make an appointment with your healthcare provider. The ideal way to earn a pregnancy test positive is to keep tabs on your ovulation. If you're thinking to earn a pregnancy test positive, make sure that you are not hurting someone seriously. Once you have gotten a pregnancy test positive, your healthcare provider will most likely execute an ultrasound to be certain the egg or eggs have implanted properly. Some tests require the stick to be put into the urine stream, while some will need to get dipped into a cup of urine. Thus, it's very possible that the pregnancy tests might prove to be positive in this phase. There are in fact a couple of different reasons for what can lead to a false pregnancy test positive. The test is performed to inspect the presence of white blood cells, is known as leukocyte esterase. Therefore, it's highly encouraged to obtain a pregnancy test done to prevent additional complications. You might receive a negative pregnancy test if you're miscalculating your period, especially whenever you forget the date of your final period. Pregnancy tests try to find the pregnancy hormone HCG. Pregnancy tests are extremely accurate, and in the event the test says you're pregnant, you probably are. A urine pregnancy test will often be positive but isn't always apparent. Urine pregnancy tests ought to be done on the very first morning specimen, once the urine is more concentrated and the degree of HCG is higher. It is possible to take a pregnancy test about 14 days following the therapy. Pregnancy tests differ in the degree of HCG necessary for a positive test. From time to time, the home pregnancy test may demonstrate a positive result approximately 10 days after fertilization, in other words, a day or two before the missing periods. It is simple to use a house pregnancy test.